Trade Union's three-day inaugural Congress enters its second day today. Let's cross live to our Labour reporter, Mbongeni Muthwa, who's there. Mbongeni, a very good morning to you. Do tell us all about today and what can we expect on the agenda as, of course, the new federation is launched.
Thank you, Alicia. Yes, it is day two of the launch of the long-anticipated new federation, which, of course, is the initiative led by the expelled COSATU Secretary Mavavi. But to set the scene for us, really, and tell us what we can expect, I've got Mr. Andrew Chirwa here, who is the president of NUMSA. Of course, NUMSA is a big player here. They were expelled from COSATU along with Vavi. Mr. Chirwa, it's day two. It seems like the spirits are good. People are chatting loudly and socializing, and they seem to be in good spirit on day two.
Look, indeed, it's a very historic day. Since yesterday, if there's one message that is very clear, is that a giant is born in South Africa. From yesterday, workers assembled here to ensure that indeed finally workers will have a voice, finally workers will have a federation that they own, a federation in which decisions are taken by themselves. Today we are on a second day. As you can see, amongst key things today that we'll be discussing are the issues around the constitution, the logos, the colors that the new federation must take, issues of leadership, issues of discussions of secretariat report that was presented yesterday are going to be dominating the proceedings of the day today.
Talking about the colors, you know, it looks like the giant you're referring to is still draped in the colors of COSATU. It feels like one is in a COSATU conference here. It's a sea of red. Surely you need to come up with, you know, distinctive colors of your own.
Look, the red color is very historic. You would know that in South Africa, the red color belonged to workers for many years. So we're not necessarily about coming here to looking at what color will distinguish us from COSATU. We think that if there's something that distinguishes us from many unions that exist in the country, is the way in which we organize, represent the interest of the workers, the way in which we ensure that issues of workers are priority number one on the list, the way in which we ensure that palace politics with ruling parties and with employers do not find space in the unions, but also by ensuring that at all material times, workers are in the forefront of the programs, the priorities of what the federation must be about. So colors to us are not so much important. We think that the program, the campaigns in which this federation must be known for is what must distinguish us from the other federations that exist.
Talking about being apolitical, this has been hammered by Vavi and the other members of the steering commission that this federation is not going to be political, it's going to focus on the issues of the workers. But just behind you, there is a giant banner there which reads Zuma must go. How do you explain that? We
think one thing that must be clear is that we have never at any stage, and we will never say that workers must stay away from politics. We think that that will be suicidal, because what happens in the realm of politics is what produces the state of workers in South Africa, which is very bad as we speak. We know the conditions of workers for the past 23 years has not improved. So there are unions here which its primary duty is to champion issues and interests of workers. Primary reasons why we are building this federation is to ensure that whilst we deal with issues of workers on daily basis, bread and butter issues, the federation is able to be the vehicle in which we can challenge governments at the level of NEDLEC, in which we can challenge business at the level of NEDLEC as well, even beyond NEDLEC. So we're not saying we're not going to be involved in politics, because politics is what produces the status quo that we see today in the country. All what we are saying is that we are not going to be sleeping in the same bed, in the same sheets with our own butchers, which is the ruling party as we speak, and the bosses in particular. That we're saying we've learned from COSATU that there's no way workers can sleep with crocodiles and wake up alive in the morning.
Now, of course, this is the founding Congress. Issues of leadership are very, very important to see who is going to emerge as the elected leadership of this federation. Who are the nominees at this point?
Look, as you see at the moment, the Congress has not started to proceed, because we've agreed since yesterday that the leadership will of the different unions, which are 23 at the moment, will go into caucuses to manage issues of the constitution, what are the areas of differences, areas of convergence, so that we manage those issues and issues of logos that I've spoken about. Amongst those issues is the issue of leadership. We think that we must help assist the conference, even though most importantly we should ensure that the issue of leadership is very democratic, the best way in which we know how to do it. So that issue, the leadership is narrowing it out. It will be presented in the conference. There will be nomination, there will be a process, the leadership will be elected. So different unions are presenting their position, which are positions that are canvassed with members. So at the moment there are no names as to who will be the president, who will be the GS, who will be what. There are no names. The unions, once they are ready today, that process shall unfold, and therefore we shall announce who will be the new leadership.
As NUMSA, you had a whole day caucus here the day before yesterday to prepare for this conference. Are you putting forward any names for election to the top leadership, especially your General Secretary Ivan Jim? We hear rumors that he's mentioned that maybe he will stand for president or so on.
Look, one thing for sure is that you would know that NUMSA was the first to resolve in 2013 that we're going to fight to reclaim COSATU to what COSATU used to be, not what we have today, which is a shame of what COSATU used to be. Amongst the things that we resolved was that if we fail to assist COSATU, we're going to lead the establishment of a new federation. So therefore, NUMSA is very serious about it, ensuring that the leadership that comes out today, out of this launching, is a leadership that is not going to be like the leadership you see in COSATU. Today they say one thing, when they wake up tomorrow, they say other things that you don't know. So
but my question is, who are you fielding as your candidate?
We are going to field the candidates. It's a matter that we're finalizing now. But one thing for sure that I can assure you is that the General Secretary of NUMSA is not going to be released to go into the leadership of the new federation. There's no shortage of leadership. NUMSA has got many cadres that it can deploy. We will deploy one of those cadres. You will be abreast as we proceed with the proceedings.
Mr. Chura, I thank you very much for your time.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, Alicia, you heard it from the horse's mouth. The conference was supposed to start, day 2 was supposed to start at around 9 o'clock, as you heard from Mr. Chira. They haven't started yet with the discussions because the leadership of the affiliates are meeting to iron out issues. It seems like maybe there may be some differences on a number of issues. So we'll wait and see when they come out, and then plenary resumes here. It's back to you.
Mbongeni, before I let you go, a very quick one. I hear you asking great questions there. Hello, I can see the crowd behind you, but just talk to us about this. How many unions at this stage have actually pledged their support for NUMSA? All right, unfortunately, Mbongeni there cannot hear me, but there's a cheering crowd behind him. I don't blame him. He was, of course, talking to Mr. Chirwa of NUMSA as they get ready, of course, for that SAFTU Congress. The inauguration process, it is in its second day now.